Hi, I'm Claire, and this is my reading wrap-up for January 2016. This month I read 4 things, and I've got 3 things currently on the go. 4 things in a month, 1 thing a week is a pretty normal reading average for me personally, and I'm actually really glad that I got to read this much this month, because I was in a bit of a reading slump in November and December, and so this 4 books, that's a lot more than in the past few months. However, I am quite far behind now on my Goodreads goal. Now, for the things that I did read in January 2016, first we've got Envy of Angels by Matt Wallace, and this is a novella that's published by Tor.com's new novella imprint, and it's the first in a series of novellas that Wallace is going to be doing. I believe he's got 7 novellas planned in this series, which is called Sin du Jour, and it is about 2 young chefs in New York City, down on their luck and kind of struggling for money, and they get a call from an events company that wants to hire them for the catering team, and they are offering to pay them quite a bit more money than they would normally get, so they're very excited. And then on their first day there, they find out that, surprise, surprise, the catering company actually caters for supernatural creatures, and in this case they are throwing a feast for demons, rival demon clans. I thought this was really good fun. It was quite enjoyable to read. Reading something that's so much shorter than the usual novel is a bit weird, and I'm assuming that when I read more of those novellas, because I have a few more of the Tor.com novellas, when I get a bit more into the format, then it'll be easier and it won't be as much of a kind of dissonance thing that the plot and the pacing is so compressed compared to a novel. There's a bit of a twist at the end of this book, which I wasn't 100% on board with. Like, not that it bothered me, but I didn't really get why it was there. Apart from that one thing that I thought was a bit perplexing for me, I really enjoyed the characters and the plot and the pacing and the action scenes. There's quite a lot of gruesomeness in there, which I personally enjoy quite a bit. So that was well done, and I'll definitely be picking up the rest of the series, or at least the next couple of them, when they come out this year. Next, I read Nimona by Noel Stevenson. It's all about Nimona, this character here, who is a shapeshifter, and she wants to be a supervillain, so she goes to Lord Ballister Blackheart, who is the most villainous villain in the land, and she asks him to take her on as his sidekick, and of course he says yes, because she's a badass shapeshifter, and together they kind of go up against the institution, and the institution's poster boy, this guy here, who is called, I kid you not, Sir Ambrosius Goldenloin. I was expecting to like this, but I was surprised with how much depth it went into, and how it is actually all about the nature of good and evil, and what makes someone a good guy, a bad guy, or even human. Anyway, I really love this book. It's a very high recommendation from me, and if you want to read it, you can check out the webcomic on the interwebs for free. I will put a link in the description box below. If you buy the book, there's some extra material at the back, like some sketches and a little bit of an epilogue to kind of let you know what happens to all the characters after the end of the story. Next, I read Signal to Noise by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is out from Solaris, and I really enjoyed it. It's a novel about love and music and mixtapes and magic. I thought it was enchanting at times, and also very on point and quite poignant. The story is set in Mexico City, and it's all about Meche, who is an awkward teenager in the late 80s. She goes to high school with equally awkward and uncool friends, Sebastian and Daniela. It's all about the 3 of them and what happens when they find out that some of the music that Meche and her father are both obsessed with can basically cast magic spells. We've got a second timeline that's set in 2009, when Meche is returning to her hometown to come to the funeral of her estranged father. I love this. I am definitely looking forward to reading more from Sofia Moreno Garcia, and I am strongly considering putting this on my Hugo Award nomination ballot. The next thing that I read was Blood of Elves by Andrzej Sapkowski, and I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. This is what I thought was the first book in the Witcher series, but apparently it's the second book, and the first book is a book of short stories. I do have the first book and I'm going to read it. I have many feelings about this book because there was nothing like really wrong with it, with the story or the writing, but the structure of it, the structure of the plotting of the book really confused me, and I had a hard time enjoying this book because the structure felt so weird and dissonant to me. Anyway, I won't talk much more about it here because I want to do a whole video about it. This is epic fantasy and it's translated from the original Polish, so I'm going to be doing a speculative world video on it, which is my series on translated works, and yeah, so you can look forward to that. I have mixed feelings though, so I was hoping I'd like it more, but I'm definitely going to read The Last Wish, which is the book of short stories, which comes first in the reading order, apparently. Whoops. So those were the things that I finished in January. I'm also currently reading the Book of Phoenix by Nnedi Okorafor, and I'm kind of halfway-ish. Wishful thinking. I'm kind of a third into the Book of Phoenix, and I'm really enjoying it. I read this much in like 2 days, but then I got ill over the weekend. My brain was pudding and I was not up to reading things that require a lot of focus nor filming videos, so that's why this is a bit delayed. My audiobook at the moment is The Traitor Baru Cormorant by Seth Dickinson. I'm at about chapter 10 right now. I'm really liking it so far. It's all the kind of thing that I really enjoy, like political intrigue and like the kind of machinations of power. So I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I didn't really want to listen to it this weekend because it would have gone in one ear and gone out the other because I was just not really fit for serious business. So I reread my illustrated Harry Potter instead. That made me feel a lot better. My ebook at the moment is Revision by Andrea Phillips. This is a review copy that I requested from Fireside Fiction. It's about Mira, who gets dumped by her boyfriend, and in that time of turmoil she finds out that there exists a wiki where the edits that you make to each entry become reality. So because I've not read very far into this, I don't actually know like how she uses it or anything, but the premise sounded so cool that I had to request it from the publisher because it has the potential for being very amusing, and I believe this is Andrea Phillips's first novel, but she's been writing for a long time, including in like very popular game franchises and things like that. As for what I'm reading in February, I'm not going to be doing a separate TBR section of this video because I'm mostly continuing with my challenge of reading as many of the works that I own that are eligible to be nominated for the Hugo Awards as I can, and if you want more detail on that, you can check the video that I did on it. I'll put a card on the screen now. I'm also going to be doing Rainbowthon 2.0, and I will kind of show you my TBR in a separate video for that specifically. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of the things that I've talked about, or if you have any thoughts about them. If you want to see more from me, you can check out the sidebar right here for more videos, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe for more videos from me every week. I've been Claire, thanks so much for watching, and see you soon.